Hello everyone, my name is Uthris, and welcome back to Going Medieval. We are, what are we doing today? I think we are working on the actual castle at this stage. So the castle is going to be multiple kind of functions put together, and it will be kind of the biggest build that we will end up doing here. Probably even bigger than the cathedral. I don't know if it's going to be as tall or whatever, but the overall footprint of the keep is going to be kind of its own thing. It might even have its own wall system for all I know. But last episode we finished the Pyre Tower here, and I have been clearing out and cleaning up the terrain between this episode and last episode. I'm noticing the game itself is starting to kind of break. The build is getting big enough and the population big enough to where the simulation kind of needs reset if I play for too long at a time. Things start breaking, like people will stop hauling items to the storage, and just work in general will just kind of grind to a halt. It's like the people don't quite know what they should be doing in that moment. So that's something. Okay, so what I want to do is let's get started on the keep, and without further ado, we'll probably start with the entryway. I kind of want to have a split entryway into a raised courtyard kind of thing, and then that'll go into the main keep itself, which will be probably a large dining area, and then from there, it'll probably T-junction out to be more residential or some additional wings. So that's what I have in my head. As we get building, of course, things are going to change. And that's just part of this whole experience, right? I'm going to pause the game while we do this, because I don't want them to accidentally come over here and start slapping things down without us being 100% sure that's what we need. So 2 wide, and then 2 wide. I'm going to be using an even count sort of system, which is a little bit different than we are probably more used to here. Okay. And I'm gonna have to try and get this to wrap around relatively nicely, I think. And we can dig these out to here or so to start. So this will be kind of the entry steps to take you up. I also would like, if I can do it, like a little wall here. I wish I could do like fountain work or something, because that's honestly kind of what I'm thinking of in this area, is that it would be cool if we could do like fountains. Okay, just like that. What can I do here to warrant this rotation? What kind of items do we have at our disposal? Also, the inner rotation's a little off. We're gonna need a gap, and then a 2, then a gap. That's technically round there. That might be 1 off, I think. Okay, there we go. That might be a little bit better. Do we just want to make this like an upper kind of balcony sort of area? Ooh, maybe with like a covered spot? Yeah, if we seal this in, it could be almost storage itself, and then something also long term. We're going to be doing some digging, it appears, get in here. Okay, so I'll play now. That's okay. I think all of this can function normally. So let's get some limestone on here. That'll serve as a lot of our main pathway. Hopefully no one gets stuck while going into this little section. And I might even do let's try like a little roof like that. Or should I keep it flat? I think keeping it flat would be better. Go ahead and get this sort of function going. Get a bit of a path kind of network in here. Using both limestone and brick, just like we did with the main road, with that clay border. All right. I really wish there was a way for us to like build kind of terrain out, because I wouldn't mind like making gardens or things like that. Doesn't seem like that's going to be doable though. Okay, so we want 4 gap and plug to make that match. Yes. Maybe a little bit of an effect here with just roof. And then we can do some defensive type structures. Going across. Again, this is just a path up to the castle. This is like just your staircase, you know? Nothing too crazy going on here. I'm keeping it at 2 times normal speed instead of going all the way to 3 times. I'm kind of actually testing to see if going at 3 times speed is detrimental to the AI long term. We'll be finding that out, hopefully. If we scroll down into our cellar, you can see how much food we've been storing. A crap ton of berries. We just got berries for days, which will be great for our kind of liquor production. We can get some rough wine going. It's day 5 in summer. Hopefully we can get a new person soon. Speaking of new people, we have 2, I think, people to name. And Marius, welcome to the settlement, and also Frozen, welcome to the settlement. Awesome. You guys are well received. Let's just make sure these guys are set. I'm trying to get a little bit more melee to counteract how much kind of beds we got right now. How many people do we even have in the city? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So in that regard, I think we have an even split. 8 archers and 8 melee, I think, right now. It's pretty cool. So this is going to be built up around the cathedral. sort of area. Let's try and get like a slope inward a little bit here, and then we can start with the actual Great Hall, which will be here, sort of deal. And then maybe a little bit of a courtyard to cross over to like a barrack structure over here. And then kind of doing a T-shape off the Great Hall, which would be like a two-story structure with like clear story windows in a way. It'll be reminiscent of the church in that sense, but it's kind of just this grand hall, right? We'll have more of the residential area, maybe the chemistry and the library, and then up a floor will be more like housing sort of stuff. We might do storage underneath and dig out some more storage space, maybe for some food underneath everything. Camden having a good time. Got some harvesting going on. How are we doing on meats? We're doing okay on meats, but let's cancel that and harvest some bunnies, some bunnos. Nice. I'm worried a lot of our food's going to kind of get taken out by rot. We're gonna need more beds. I'm thinking about making another little home here. To put down like a couple more beds. Because how many beds do we have currently? 2, 5, 7, 9, 12, 13, 15? 15 total beds? We're one bed short from everyone having a bed. But not everyone is sleeping at once right now. So honestly, we're kind of getting away with it. No one's over here building this stuff. I guess they would prefer to work on the castle. They want that castle instead of that kind of slip lane for hostiles coming in from the backside. I can understand that. I should be starting this, I think, a little bit more inland this way to allow people to get back here. But I might make a little bit of a cut, do a wall here, and make this a garden space. This is kind of the green side of the cathedral. We are working on the wall too, still. So a lot of the construction efforts, I'm sure, are getting distracted by this mess. This mess of a thing. In fact, I'm gonna cancel this for now. I'm gonna cancel working on the tower here. Like the pathing they have to go to like work on this thing is a little kind of crazy. The routing, so we'll try and get more people focused on this area. Plenty of stone. Let's throw some, like, I don't know, some medium banners. I think kind of left, right of those. In here, I'm thinking wooden floor. Myself. I don't think I like these. We'll swap those out. That's what building is, guys. It's all about what you think works, and then if it doesn't, you should have no qualms getting rid of it. That should complete a little bit there. A lot of kind of digging out to do. By the way, if you haven't seen the earlier episode today, that one has a comment section where you can vote on the next leader. The winner of that will be probably announced next episode. So go there, vote between the 3 people running, and we'll have a leader, again, 1 wild card, and then 2 people who have been with the settlement for almost as long as Uthris was before he died. So really early settlers, instrumental to the construction of this large settlement, which is just a wonderful, wonderful thing. Progeny attack, okay. Where are they coming from? Okay, they're coming from the main route. Looks like just mail, leather, and then no items. I need to delete that wall, or this staircase real quick. This is a big priority here. I wish it would tell me if someone is about to do something, who was doing it, and I could click on it. Alright, get rid of that staircase. That means they have to use this entrance over here. Okay, and we can select everyone now. Bring them up to muster. Alright, is that everyone? Yep, alright, everyone is summoned. We just have to get the archers in place before any enemies arrive, which we should have time to do. Honestly, I could just pause, right? Utho, get up there. Who else isn't here? I feel like we're missing someone. Edgar. Edgar. There you are. The good luck charm, that's not a good luck charm. We have some traps here, also, down at the bottom of the staircase, helping out. Nothing too crazy. I'm gonna switch you and Bob. All right, there we go. We have our defensive formation. Now we got to see how these guys get through it. Luckily, they come in as a real spread out blob like this. If they came in more group in uniform, honestly, I don't think we'd be winning any battles, considering we don't have like high quality armor and weapons yet, to be honest. You know, we're still kind of mid-tier when it comes to that. Edwin taking a good strong hit there. Edwin's already down. Osmond coming in. Okay, everyone's missing. That's no good. Okay, AI is kind of waking up, being like, oh shoot, we're getting slapped. Barth really exposed on the front line. Kip just going in, but Cat is, I guess, following. Getting right after that guy. That guy might make it up to the archers. Meet Nat. Not sure. Okay, Cat. Oh no. Come back. Flee. Flee, 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 flee. Alright, victory. Great. Let's get all the melee out. so they can go heal. The archers might be able to get Kip. Might be able to get him. Oh yeah, they got him. Cameron here, he's gonna bleed off. Be gone. That's an enemy. Who's on the ground? Jake? Jake's on the ground? Edison. Okay, someone's already trying to do it. Let's go ahead and harvest all this stuff. I don't know where this person's going, but cat has a broken arm. What a poor cat. Alright, Jake made it to bed. Definitely has enough blood to survive. So not overly concerned now. Now it's just a recovery period. We'll go ahead and burn all these bodies. Take all the weapons. And either break them down or use them. There's some fine iron helmets here, which is pretty good. I doubt they dropped any good mail. Sturdy, good. That good one's at a decent quality. By the way, I built a research bench over here, just like as a thing to work on. I don't know if people are really gonna use it much or what. In fact, question about that. Let's see if we have anyone really assigned to do researching full time. No, not really. Not really. But that might be, you know, fine until we get the library built. I just wanted to also see how big the table looked and the aesthetic associated to it. So I know how to use it in the library. You know what? I kind of don't like the banner off center like that. We are instead going to just put two next to each other like that. Just have a double banner in the center. That might be better. Okay. So from a gap fill perspective, let's make sure this gets walled in there. Just standard limestone, probably going to be the best here. I'm a little torn on how I want to cover this. We could do a plaza. We could do some leisurely activities here. Not sure how they'd go over though. Alright, 3 times normal speed. Get this thing worked on. These people run around with their heads cut off. Marius working the farm. Our farm actually might be too big too, to like really maintain and keep up with. What are we doing on storage space? Getting a little tight in here. When we build a library, that'll be better. I think. Is everyone wearing their summer clothes? Yep, everyone's wearing their awesome summer clothes. Except for you, you're wearing sturdy. Switch that out for summer. Some good summer clothes. Alright, we're getting a nice thunderstorm coming through. Luckily, the... Okay. Oh, I spoke... I was kind of scared myself. I was about to say, luckily the lightning bolts don't cause a fire if they hit your building. And I I saw the pyres going. I'm like, oh man, was I wrong? I'm not used to seeing these burn too much. That was the world's fastest thunderstorm. Alright, what I'm going to do is I am going to let them build this up for a little bit, and then I will lay out part of the Great Hall, at least the overall shape, and then we'll come back, kind of talk about that, and just kind of get on with it. Alright, welcome to Autumn. It took them a while to actually build this thing, and we'll go ahead and start laying out the initial Great Hall. So we're going to do a combination of materials again here, because combination of materials will just help break up the surface, hopefully, for us as we get started. We're going to do probably brick and wood, honestly, for the Great Hall. Maybe this is like an original fort structure, and then the town around it. So the Great Hall itself is not really super defensive, at least in my setup. A lot of the times the Great Hall is usually the first floor of the castle, but it's actually going to be a little bit off to the side from the keep itself, which would be more like here. So we have some wiggle room on what we can do. And just to keep the spacing consistent, we're going to do a spacing of 4. Again, doing an even number spacing. Normally you do odd numbers, but if you are aware, you can kind of get around that a little bit. Okay. It's going to be a little bit thinner by 2 blocks or so than the cathedral's main aisle, but that means we can kind of get away with not having any sort of standalone pillars, I guess you could say, for the vaulting. So no real need for that. And instead of flying buttresses, we're just gonna have some standard buttressing come out. And what that is, buttressing, you know, for those of you who don't, you know that term often, is really just thicker walls that support weight. All right, and now we do wood. So this is going to be a cool feasting hall. And there may be even some wiggle room on the upper floor to give some sort of a balcony type thing. All right, I'm going to pause at this point, take a gander, and say yes to roofing. That's going to do this. And then over the buttressing, we get to have that additional sort of hangover area. Again, the Great Hall, it's almost like a big longhouse at this point, the way that I'm kind of making this. So large door there, and then also maybe a side door on the back third, because this might go out into a courtyard, into the more barracks type area. And then we can throw in some nice clean windows. Bring the windows up to there. And for food and enjoyment, really only windows on the upper floor for letting in light. So that should work out. I wouldn't mind putting this on a foundation you know, something to kind of kick it off the ground a little bit also. But this might just have to do for us. We can run cross members along the main pillars there. And then as a wooden detail, or not a wooden detail. No, actually we can use wooden roof for this. I'm gonna flare out the bottom of the buttressing using just a simple kind of roof here. Give it a little bit of a footer. Which could look good. I'm leaving this side without windows because I don't know quite yet how this might interact with the other structures. Interior. Let's see. This, and then maybe the initial left will be like a kitchen type area eventually onto here, and then the keep goes off this way. That could be good. Alright, let's just go ahead. A 2 wide strip of wood, stone going along the middle. Pretty basic kind of floor design there. Nothing to really write home about. I could inset the upper floor, to be honest. And if we do that, that means we will bring some pillars inside. I just don't like the boxiness of it. And if I'm able to bring the walls in just a little bit on the second floor, that might be good. So cancel single layer. Get rid of all these upper bits. Play around a little bit more. Try just, you know, making that shape dynamic or layered. Not even really a dynamic shape. It's not like, you know, sweeping or anything like that. But just put layers on it. And then, oh man, because of these roofing, I'm gonna get rid of these footers. I like the ideas of footers, and I'll probably throw them back on, but flaring outwards rather than widthwise, because the roof needs to have some fun elements, I think, into it. So we'll do that. Gonna bump up this by a bit. Okay, and then from a roof perspective, kind of gives us the ability to have like a 2 wide here. You know, without the footers, we can actually put these arches or supports on the outside. So we can have it go up like that. And now we do the wood walls up here. It'll let me do it. There we go. There we go. Get the supports back. Get a roof on here across the whole length. It's very barn-like in nature. This side will probably be plain. This left side might end up having a roof go off this direction, so I'm only going to cover it to about there initially. Now we can throw the windows back on. Kind of see how creates an interesting effect. A couple windows here would be okay by the door. Nope, not quite right there. Let's do that and go back to brick. Okay, so that would be, this is kind of like the, I'm gonna get rid of that. The feasting hall. Is that what I'm gonna call it? I think that's what I'm gonna call it. The feasting hall. The question is, can I get any sort of support how I want it? I don't think so now with that beam up above. If I go one out, right, like this, it'll block this pathway, which I wouldn't mind them being able to, you know, walk outside to the thing or walk out of here. Maybe able to do something with interesting with the front with roofing. Again, just to break it up a bit. And I wouldn't mind, actually. Let's try this look too. Maybe we can use the lower floor as a method. So this isn't quite like a flying buttress in a way. I mean, it kind of is, but the fact that it's honestly more like a flying buttress than not, I would say. Look, man, I just really like buttressing on like important structures like this. This will also break up the roof. So that's not bad. Can I fit? Oh, yeah, okay. It actually lets me put a roof under a roof. I was worried it wouldn't let me do that. Honestly. Okay. Get rid of these, and we do kind of an effect coming out, and then we got ourselves our little great hall here. So I'll let them build this up in between episodes, and this will give us a good springboard to launch off from for other items that's going to be up here for the castle and keep. It's not going to be like a high fantasy castle, so, you know, expect more utilitarian kind of things like this sort of structure. We'll probably start out next episode with interior kind of decorating with the benches and tables and stuff. And with that, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Feel free to subscribe for more creative goodness such as this. Hit that like button, and we'll see you later.